Hi, friend. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into something I find so many women miss. Not because they're not trying, but because no one has ever explained it to them clearly. We're talking about your body's hidden load, all the stressors your body is carrying that quietly accumulate over time, often long before you ever feel a symptom. This concept changed everything for me personally, and it's changed everything for the women I walk alongside. My hope today is that you walk away feeling validated, not discouraged, with clarity on why you're exhausted, and with practical steps you can start today, even before testing or working with anyone. So let's dig in. When I talk about total body load, I'm talking about the sum of everything your body has to manage physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It includes stress, hidden toxins, chronic low grade infections, poor sleep, poor digestion, emotional pressure, and food choices, even old injuries or traumas. Now, the key here is none of these things alone usually takes us down. There are exceptions. God designed our bodies incredibly resilient. He built in backup plans and compensation systems. But when that load gets heavy, the immune system shifts. Digestion slows because it's taking care of the emergency stuff. Hormones wobble and fluctuate, and energy production declines. And suddenly, women start saying things like, I used to bounce back so easily. What's happening? I don't recognize myself anymore. I feel like I've aged 10 years overnight. I've experienced all of those thoughts. You're not alone. And I hear it from the women I work with all the time. It wasn't overnight, it was accumulation. So let's break this down into the three biggest load categories. Stress, not just emotional stress. Stress includes mental overwhelm, emotional strain, physical stress like poor sleep, pain, overtraining, and even environmental stressors like noise, work pace, or screen time. Your nervous system doesn't rank them. Stress is stress, and it adds to the load. Let me give you a real life example of how this shows up. I worked with a woman named Abigail who stepped into what should have been one of the happiest seasons of her life. She got married. And if you've ever been there, you know it's beautiful, but it's full. New rhythms, new responsibilities, excitement, emotions on high, and all of that creates what I call good stress. But here's the thing, your body doesn't distinguish between good stress and bad stress. Stress is stress. Adapting to change takes energy, nervous system resources, and minerals, and it all counts toward your total load. Not long after getting married, Abigail and her husband moved into an apartment. And what she didn't know was that there was mold in the environment. Now, mold is a toxin. It forces the liver, lymph, and immune system to do extra work, whether you can feel it or not. So picture this. Her nervous system was adapting to a massive life transition. Emotional demands and excitement were going on, a new home environment, and now mold exposure her body wasn't prepared to handle. That's load stacking, and her system hit capacity. Practically overnight, she went from functioning, even thriving, to crashing. She was exhausted all the time, taking long naps, waking up tired, and feeling like her brain had shut down. She told me, I didn't even recognize myself anymore. Nothing bad happened. There wasn't one catastrophic moment. It was a slow buildup and then a tipping point when we identified her overload categories, supported her detox pathways, and helped her nervous system regulate again. Her energy returned. Naps disappeared and she felt like herself again. Not because she pushed harder, but because we removed the load her body could no longer carry. So here's why I share this. Your symptoms are not character flaws, weaknesses, or aging. If you're tired, foggy, anxious, or wired at night but exhausted during the day, it might not be because you're doing too much, but because your body is carrying too much for too long. And sometimes all it takes is one more stressor, a holiday, a move, a new job, a loss, a toxin exposure, or even a happy life event. And suddenly the bucket overflows. And that's when you finally feel it, even though the load has been building quietly for years. Toxins. This is a big one and usually invisible. Women today are exposed to heavy metals like mercury and lead, chemicals in household products and cosmetics, pesticides, mold and mycotoxins, polluted indoor air, plastics and microplastics that mess with our hormones. None of these single things necessarily will knock you out, but they demand energy. Detox systems have to run harder, antioxidants get used up, and inflammation smolders, infections. This is especially a quiet one. These aren't the infections that send you to bed with a fever, although they can be. I'm talking about viral patterns left behind from childhood infections, fungal overgrowth, dysbiosis in the gut, low-grade bacterial load, and parasites, or even Lyme or Lyme-similar stress patterns. They are stealth, and your immune system has to monitor them constantly. Now picture this. Maybe you hit perimenopause, had a job change, moved, lost sleep for a week, had surgery or dental work, or go through grief or strain. Your body could handle the load before, but one more stressor, even a small one, tips the scale. Women always think it must be something new, but usually it's the bucket filled to the brim and started spilling over. Symptoms are late signals, not their precursors. Think of your body as a highly trained team. It compensates, it adapts, it reroutes energy, it keeps you functioning because you have to live your life. So when symptoms finally appear, women think, it's all in my head? Did I do something wrong? Why now? The truth is your body has been managing stress beautifully behind the scenes, and it will do its best ongoing. But it finally raised a hand and said, hey, I need help. The load is more than I can carry alone. It's calling out for help. That's why women can look fine on paper for years until suddenly they don't. Let's look at a list of a few gentle red flags that often start years before burnout. Afternoon crashes, needing caffeine to even function, irritability or emotional swings out of nowhere, bloating or sluggish digestion, waking up in the middle of the night, brain fog or forgetfulness, dry skin and brittle nails, or even hair falling out, feeling tired after eating, restless sleep, anxiety that seems disproportionate, and feeling overwhelmed by things that used to be easy. Most women chalk these up to aging, busyness, hormones, being a mom, or just life, but they're messages, small alarms telling you the load is building. Ignoring them doesn't make it go away, but responding early can change your whole trajectory. Let's talk practical action. Simple, doable steps you can take today to start reducing your load. You don't have to overhaul everything. Choose one, maybe two of these, and stick with them for a week. Let's see how it goes. Hydrate and remineralize. Number one, water, water, water. I tell that to all my clients. You gotta have enough water. But with the water, you may need to add some minerals or a pinch of sea salt to that. I like Redmond Real Salt. There's a lot of salt options. And all you do is take a pinch of salt, put it in one of your cups of water for the day. And I don't like to put it in all my water, so you don't have to do that, but it's a great tool to use. Secondly, let's lighten your liver load. Move to a cleaner laundry detergent or stop using dryer sheets that contain so many chemicals and fragrances that your liver has to process. Maybe support your nervous system resilience. Try a 5-minute breathing break before meals. Pray or journal to discharge emotional overload. Next one is to eat early rather than a late dinner. Let digestion work while you're awake, not sleeping. The endocrine system does its job between 9 and 11. Those hormones need to be doing well. If they're busy digesting, you're not going to get that hormone production that you need. Next would be moving your lymphatics, something that's easy to do. Walking daily. Don't have to run, do hard stuff, but walking makes a big difference. Bounce gently, dry brushing, or taking a shower where you switch from warm to cool at the end. Let's get a deeper rest too. That I think is one of the most impactful things besides water that I suggest for people. Dim the lights after sunset. No more bright blue screen time. Any screens that are personal, small size ones, have them off for 45 minutes before you go to bed. Honor your body's clock. If you're tired, go to bed. These small choices matter because load is cumulative, so is relief. Now, blood markers can reveal the load before you crash, before you even notice anything. And this is where your body speaks back beautifully. Certain blood markers can show how inflamed the body is, whether the immune system is fighting something quietly, how well the cell's engines are producing energy, nutritional challenges, or whether toxins are likely involved. It's not about diagnosis, it's about direction. Clarity allows you to stop guessing, Stop spending money randomly on one-size-fits-all protocols or treatments and support the real bottleneck, the thing or things that are draining your energy. And that's why I start here with clients. If today's teaching is resonating with you, if something inside you just went, oh, that explains it, then the next step is simple clarity. The root cause landscape core health blood panel gives us that first map, a look at your body's overall load from the inside out. You can order the test from the link in the description or in my bio. And in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be hosting a live group call where I'll walk through what these markers mean, how to read the patterns, and what next steps may make the biggest difference for you. So grab your test, get your blood drawn. It only takes 3 to 7 days to get the results, so plan accordingly. And join me live so you can understand your data on your own. I'll grab your contact information when you sign up and let you know about the date and time of the live group call once we have a firm time set. No pressure, just an invitation to stop wandering about aimlessly and get direction and support from someone who's been there where you are and got out. Your body is wise. It's not betraying you, it's speaking, and every symptom is a signpost, not a verdict or a judgment. You were designed by God to heal. We just need to remove what's in the way. I'm cheering you on. I'm praying for you for clarity, peace, and steadfastness as you walk forward. God bless.